Hey folks, my name is Mark Whitney. I started THELAWNET 15 years ago to make it easier and more affordable for attorneys nationwide to do legal research. And I decided to jump up out of my chair and cut this video right now. It's fresh off the support desk. And it's an opportunity for me to show you, give you a best practices example of how to do legal research by anchoring your query with the number assigned to the item of information driving your search. And by that I mean, in this case, the statutory number assigned by the legislature. This also gives me a chance to show you the benefit of a national subscription that doesn't have boundaries or limitations. And mind you, a subscription to THELAWNET after 15 years is still less than $50 a month annualized. You can install it work at home and on your laptop, and your non-lawyer assistant can do the same. So here's the question. We got a question from a subscriber in Minnesota, and it doesn't matter that this person practices primarily in Minnesota, because the principles can be applied to any search driven by a statute, in this case a couple of statutes, regardless of your practice area or jurisdiction. In this case, the subscriber is dealing with two statutes relative to homestead and homestead exemptions and spousal support, and he's wondering about the intersection of these two statutes. So here's how we attack this search. We began by entering the two statute numbers. Okay, there's the first one, and then the second one is 548.091. So I'm looking for opinions. I'm going to activate Minnesota, looking for opinions in Minnesota that mention both of these statute numbers, and whatever we get, in this case, nothing. So there are no opinions in Minnesota that mention both of these numbers. Had there been, that would have been terrific, because if a Minnesota court had addressed this question, this issue, they would have to mention both of these statutes, right? So we can go back here, and let me just put this in my clipboard and then delete it. Let's see how many opinions in Minnesota mention only the first statute. Okay, so there's 78 of them. That's too many. We don't want to read 78 opinions. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to filter so that my anchor is the statute number, and the question implicated spousal maintenance. So I'm just going to enter spousal. So how many cases mention our statute number plus the word spousal? Okay, that's a lot better. Dropped our results by 90% from 78 down to 7. So I say our subscribers should check out those 7 opinions, right? So now let's check the other statute number and see how many cases mention that statute number. 25 mention this statute generally. Okay. He is specifically interested in subsection 2. So we just add that, and we have no hits. So no case in Minnesota mentions the statute he's interested in with also including the subsection. So let's click home and reset our search. We'll click home and reset the search. And because he was dealing with exemptions in bankruptcy, I'm going to go down here and activate the Minnesota Bankruptcy Court. And I am going to activate the 8th Circuit and the Bankruptcy Appellate Panel for the 8th Circuit. And for the hell of it, I'm going to go in and activate the Minnesota District Court. So we have all the bankruptcy-related, all the primary federal jurisdictions, of which Minnesota, in the Minnesota area, have activated those. And I'm going to enter this statute he was interested in, .091, and see if that's been mentioned at all in a bankruptcy context. Right? Let's find out. Okay, we got four hits. So that's interesting. Let's see if any mention it while also referencing subsection 2. Let me just add that like that. And the answer is no. So he's going to be in the business of drawing analogies, I think. The good news is any opponent, anybody who is objecting, is going to be in the same business. So it's not about going out and finding cases that support you, as seasoned researchers know. It's about going out and finding what law there is. And what we have found is there are no cases mentioning the Minnesota statute that he's interested in learning more about. There are cases that mention it generally, and if you look at those cases, there may be some verbiage in there that implicates subsection 2, but there are none that expressly reference this statute with subsection 2. So this is a good result, because a good result is when you know you haven't missed anything. That's where you want to go. And by using the numbers assigned to the items of information driving your search, and by that I mean the numbers assigned to these items by the legislature, not second steering wheels assigned by other services. Incidentally, everything I've shown you here today, you can apply this reasoning to your West or Lexus searches if you're a West or Lexus subscriber, and it doesn't matter what practice area jurisdiction you're in. If you have an item of information driving your search, anchor your query with that. And then, if necessary, filter your results by adding and some word. You notice I didn't type spousal maintenance. I didn't have to. Spousal is enough. So the statute plus the word spousal got us down to 7 hits. So we got a little subset of opinions we can look at there. That's it. That's all I wanted to do today. We'll see you next time. Thanks.